short sword. And then as he wheels from it, you turn with your open hand and you like shove it through his mouth, killing him.
Wow, you crit with your melee. Oh, it's +5. Natural. Not a nat.
Not a nat crit.
Cool.
So he, you could feel his teeth break against your fist, and saliva runs off your hand as he, basically his skull just collapses from the punch.
And then I yell, I scream out a victorious "Ha!"
Nice. Bartholomew?
There's no more goblins left, is there?
There's one archer on the top of the hill.
Oh. So where is Glennon's the only one closest to me, right? I use I stroll over to Glennon and I think what's it? The cast it says V and S, right? So
Yep.
that means I can use I can wave my arms around, right?
Yep. Or both. Yep. Either way.
So I'm just like waving my arms around, but I also comment to Glennon like, how is he a monk? And I just basically cast Sacred Flame again upon the goblin.
All right. That's a dex save.
Yep.
I don't know. That's me that has to roll it.
I mean, it's a damage roll right there. Not very good.
It's a DC 12 I have to make. So the next, religious light falls from the heavens, and he catches a glimpse of the light and ends up rolling out of the way of it, further up the hill. Next, the whole grass below him, you can smell that grass just kind of catch fire as the holy light hits it. And now we're up to Lennon.
So I turn and look at Bartholomew. And I'm just like, pretty boy, can't do anything right. And then I hold out my hand and cast Ray of Frost at the last goblin. This one says I have to make a ranged spell attack, and I have no idea how to do it.
I clicked on it.
Sorry?
I clicked on it by accident. So let's see, what does it do? It's an attack, ranged.
Magic missiles didn't say you have to make a ranged spell attack, but I think that's the. I assume there's some check I have to make sure I actually get in, I guess.
Pull up the spell real quick. One sec, let me just pull out the rules real quick.
Yep.
You're gonna roll 1d20 plus 3. It's gonna be your spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So that'll be plus 3.
Wait, where did you get the +3 from? Or any of those?
It's a total of your spellcasting ability, which right now is a 1, and then your proficiency bonus, which is a 2. So just type /roll 1d20 plus 3.
Where are you seeing my spellcasting ability?
You're a first level sorcerer, so it's a 1.
Got it.
Let me pull up the goblin stat sheet. I'm glad I have 2 monitors. You hit. Just barely, but you hit him. Roll damage. You do 3 damage to him. So he shoots off the arrow. He's pulling another arrow out of his quiver to ready up to shoot Jarlin again. And this frozen arrow just kind of catches him. You see his movement as he's pulling the arrow just slow down from a quick draw to a slower pace. And then Jarlin, you're up.
How far am I from the last one?
You're about a quarter of the way up the hill. You could get to him if you moved your full movement up the hill to him.
How do I have a javelin in my pack. Can I use that?
Yeah, you could throw a javelin at him. You could try that.
Actually, nah. Jarlin, how far away am I from Rex?
It'd probably take about quarter of your movement to get there, so you're not too far. You're about quarter away up the hill. He's about halfway up the hill.
All right, I keep moving towards the goblin. Just walk straight ahead, shield and mace.
Okay. You get to the top of the hill. You're probably about you're about 5 feet away from him if you wanted to take an attack.
All right, I take an attack.
Okay. Roll your attack. You swing at him, and as you swing down with your Morning Star, he kind of parries your arm with his bow, pushes it out of the way as it's coming in. He snarls at you with fangs, and spit kind of hits your face as he opens up and snarls at you.
I recover and wipe the spit off my face with my forearm.
The goblin sees you and kind of sees how hard you swung and how much it took for him to move it out of the way. And the fact that his arrows really don't do anything. You see his hand kind of move towards the scimitar. He looks at you and there's that brief pause, and then he just books it. You see him move between some thickets and a trail. He just makes a full retreat as fast as he can down this trail.
He can't move very fast. He's a little frozen.
It's the frozen thing to do.
It slows him by 10 feet.
Okay. Well then, still moves about 40 feet down this trail. He goes as fast as he can. Like an all-out sprint.
Am I able to run up to him and catch up to him and tackle him?
You could sprint after him to get near him. You'd probably still be about 10 or 20 feet behind him because you got to still make your way halfway up the hill. You could certainly do that. You wouldn't be able to attack at the end of it, but you could sprint your way up the hill.
Yeah, I'll sprint my way up the hill and just run after him, yelling, "Get back here, you crazy guy, you!"
All right, so he's running up the hill. This guy's moving quite along. Now it is Bartholomew's turn.
They're like gone, right? They're just gone. They're like
they are up the hill, and they're chasing after a goblin that is hell bent on getting his ass out of there.
and Glennon's still on the wagon, right? He never got off.
Yeah, he's still sitting on top of the wagon.
Just like, shall we move the wagon forward?
There are a bunch of horses in the way.
Fuck yeah. I just sigh and jog up the road to try to keep up with these people, and tell Glandon to watch the wagon.
Okay. You slowly start. So do you try to go up the hill, or you just move to the base of it?
Also, what I do. All right, so I'm next to Glandon. I got this now. All right, I'm next to Glandon, and I tell Glandon to watch the wagon and allow me to help you with that. And I reach out my hand as to offer like assistance. And if he and I want to do, I don't know what we can do about that. Maybe I can roll persuasion or something for him because he's very untrustworthy. And if he touches my hand, then he'll get a guidance buff, and then I'll run off to try to catch up.
So not knowing that he is going to give you a guidance buff, does your character accept the handshake?
Well, can we just roll persuasion?
Glennon, do you accept the handshake or not?
I'm deciding how I'm going to react. 1 second.
Fear it has to be a
I
willing
look at
character.
Bartholomew very suspicious. The hand and the outstretched hand. I just stare at it for a minute.
You could do an
sort of-
inside check if you wanted.
No, I've got a response.
Okay.
And I sort of just stare at it for a minute, and then I just kind of like go, "Okay, fine, Tim. I'll be nice." And I reach out my hand and I take it.
Okay.
So then he's given a guidance buff. I don't really I would say that Glennon suddenly sees things a slightly more clear, and not knowing exactly what happened, I run off to try to help. I let go of his hand and I try to help. I try to catch up.
So is everyone running down the road right now, or just into the mountains?
They are running down a small dirt trail. Well, at least the only
not
person
the
that's
road,
really
that's
running down it right now is Rex. But it's a goblin running
it's
full
not
sprint.
like the main road that we're along, right? So whose turn is it now? Where are we in?
So now it's going to be Jarlin's turn.
All right, so
At the top of the hill.
I was on the top of the hill. I made the swing. He deflects it with the bow, right? And then he sees us, turns around, running. So Rex must blow by me, chasing after him. I take a second. I wipe off the rest of the spit. I look behind me and see what's going on with the guys at the wagon and the odd handshake. And then I look over at the fleeing goblin, look back at the wagon, and I just start walking back towards the wagon. I think it's more important to protect the wagon. So Jarlin turns around, lets Rex run off into the woods, goes back to the wagon, and starts to move the horses. The dead horses. And, yeah, I just pick up the first horse, toss it way into the path, like way off the road.
You just lift a horse just like that.
He's huge. Okay, yeah, I try to lift the horse.
So you could probably make it down the hill to the horses. I don't know if you would. Give me an athletics check to see if you can lift the horse. I think you get there in time. A 15 athletics check. Why are there two? Oh, no, that was the Morningstar attack. Athletics, yeah, you are. You get to lift it a little bit. It doesn't completely move over, but it kind of slides in the dirt.
All right. So I just start clearing the horses. I get crushed into the weight of the horses and die. The critical fail horse move. Yeah, I start to move the horses.
Good. So yeah, you start moving that one horse, and then the goblin goes again full sprint. The frost has thawed off of him, and so he is booking it as fast as he can down this trail. He moves another 60 or so feet down the trail. And we're back to Rex.
All right, seeing as how he's making some distance away from me, even though I'm sprinting at him, I stop running and go back to the group.
Okay.
And I start helping with the horse move.
Okay. Yeah, you guys start working together. It takes you a little bit to get these big horses off the side of the road. It's definitely no easy task. But you eventually are able to get them off the side of the road. As you're moving, you also see that there is what looks like a map case on the side of the road. Apparently it was from one of the horses, or people that were riding the horses.
Okay, so who spots that first?
I'd say Jarlin probably sees it first because he was the first person on the scene.
So what are we seeing exactly?
It's a case that would hold a map.
Okay. So I notice it and bend down and pick it up.
Okay, as you pick it up, you realize that it's actually empty.
Alright, I open it up, notice it's empty, and I turn it over and pretend to dump it out and look over at the other guys. But I don't really say anything. I motion that it's empty.
Can I roll a perception check on the horses and the bodies and everything? See if I notice anything of value.
Sure.
Can I check for coinage on the body of the goblin that I killed?
Sure.
Do I roll perception for that?
You pick them over. You kind of see one you killed has the scimitar and some crappy armor that fits goblins. And then the other one still has his bow. He's already gone, so he didn't really drop anything. No coin, though.
Okay. I have a disappointed face.
As we're trying to move the horses out of the way and doing all the prep work and everything, I'm muttering under my breath, just like the horse races at Waterdeep, just like it.
Jarlin silently disapproves of Bartholomew's gambling.
I ask him, did you at least win some money out of that?
He looks startled for a moment, noticing that people are listening, and he's like, "Oh yes, tons of money. Sadly, spent them all on the celebration afterwards."
Did you at least get a good deal on the drinks?
Sir, one doesn't bought off for a deal after celebrating such large sums of money. You just give. Spend like you haven't spent before.
But if you haggle, you can get a better deal and use the saved money to buy more stuff.
Blowhards, we should get back to the job. I grit my teeth and say a silent prayer for my ridiculous comrades.
I also dress my wound on my arm.
You have a kit that will let you do that? Or you mean just wrap something around it? Not
Yeah,
gonna heal hit points.
Yeah, just wrap something around it, some cloth.
Okay.
Can I lay on hands him?
You could.
I mean, that's daily. That's like a big spell. You can't use it again for a while.
All right, so I don't do that. I just let him wrap it.
Well, it's a cantrip, but you can.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but you only have 5 HP you can spend per day.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so
What is a cantrip?
You can do it whenever you want, but you can only use it as much as you have HP to spend. So you have 5 HP. You give everyone 1 HP throughout a day, or you could give one person 5 HP. However you want to split it up.
All right, so I see Rex start to wrap his arm, and I shake my head, walk over to him, and I cast Lay on Hands. I give him all 5 juice.
Well, I only need 3.
Oh, well, I give him 3.
Cool.
Much
Right,
appreciated. Thank you.
I nod.
So you're standing around the horses. As you can tell, are the people that sent you on this quest. What would you like to do? You can tell that the arrows that shot the horses are the same as the ones that goblins were shooting.
I suppose we should just keep driving forward.
Were we paid? Did you say we were paid or not already?
Not yet.
So we weren't paid, and the guy appears to be dead. Or at least his horse is here.
Yep.
perhaps we should just at least take a less direct route.
Can I search for any other footprints or any sort of signs that they got dragged off to another direction, like off into the woods or something?
Yeah. Make a perception check. Nice. Yeah, you can tell that they were dragged across the road towards where the goblin fled to.
Well, I tell the rest of the group and I suggest that we go after them.
Could the wagon go that direction?
How are we going to go after them? We can't bring the wagon with us.
Does it look like ground the wagon could go over?
Yeah, you probably couldn't bring the wagon with you.
Well, guys, we weren't paid to find them. We were paid to bring this.
Yeah, but those were the guys who were supposed to pay us.
It won't be much of a job if they're not alive to give us our coin.
They're not alive.
I decided to go see what's actually inside the boxes and stuff in the back. And I go into the wagon to check it out.
Random food, dried fish, breads.
We can sell this to anybody. We don't need them.
That's it, just food.
Really interesting.
I listen to. I see Glanding start to go through the stuff in the back, and Jarlin kneels down again, clutching the holy symbol, and he starts to pray. He's muttering to himself, trying to figure out what to do.
Remember, silence is
It's not
acceptance.
stealing. They're already dead. We're just inheriting it. It's fine.
Don't you want to save the lives of these 2 individuals and possibly get more coin for saving their lives?
Wagon seems like it's worth more coins. It's probably what could they have offered?
I don't know. Their horses were pretty opulent. I would think that they would have some money.
Jarlin stands up. We should save them. And I just start walking towards the goblin, where the goblin started running before.
Okay.
If we don't save them, we won't get paid. We could sell the wagon, but there may be more jobs in the future.
Okay, so Jarlin starts walking up the hill, slow and steady as he always is.
I load my backpack up with dried food.
Okay.
Might as well be not hungry while I'm walking through the fucking country. Fine. I sort of start stalking off after.
Kind of undecided what to do, but I follow the group.
Okay. So everyone's going up the hill at this point?
Is this the hill?
Yeah, you guys were on the road. You're probably somewhere around here. You're not far from Phandalin, but the attack happened on the road right here.
Quick question for you about sort of logistics with this. So 2 of my spells require region. 2 of my cantrips require. Oops. That one's one of them. That requires like a region. Do I have any of those right now? Because they're like super simple things, but where the hell do I get them?
Let me read it real quick.
That one and then a message.
You have a weapon?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, it says you can cast it through 1 inch of common metal.
Oh, okay. So what I can do that way. And then what about dancing lights? Is that like is witchwood rare? Is that just wood?
You basically just create the light. You can create it in the form of a human if you want, or you can have a bunch of little lights.
Mat. Do I not need the mat then to go with it?
No, I don't think you need it.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can cast it with any of those.
Oh, it's any. So it's an or. It's either.
Yeah.
I can either do something, say something, or use the region. For any of those things. Okay, got it. Cool. Sorry to interrupt that. I was just confused.
No problem. Alright, so you guys start making your way down the trail. Put your guys in a marching order with the person that's going to be in front at the top. So I know.
Is it above the?
Don't worry about where you are on the map. Again, this is going to be all just in our heads, but do a line.
I can't get a character out there.
You have to add a picture to your bio.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in front.
Either way, just let me know who it is and I'll write it down on my sheet.
I'm in the middle.
So, Jarlin is going to be first.
I'll be second.
Who's going to be if I know Rex? Okay. And then who's next?
Glennon will be next.
All right. Give me 1 sec. This computer's slow. There we go. All right. You guys find yourself on a trail, and you can see those goblin footprints where they've just dug up dirt as it was running away. Definitely can tell you continue down the trail. Spend about 10 minutes walking down the trail. And then out of the corner of your eye, Jarlin, you see a small rope loop in front of you on the road.
A small what?
A small rope in a loop on the road.
This is strange. And I approach the rope, pick it up, and look at it.
Okay, as
Wait.
you pick up the rope, it wraps itself around, it tightens up around your fist, and you get flung into the air about 10 feet above the ground.
Nice job, Jarlin.
I grumble.
Glennon literally falls down laughing.
GG.
So Jarlin is hanging by his hand from the tree, about 10 feet up.